Close the door.
Anthony Harwick here with a Liberty football player profile. We're joined by one of the most exciting players in all of the land, Liberty Junior Dwan Mooney. Dwan, thank you so much for coming on and talking to us today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
You got it. So this is your first year as an upperclassman. You're now going into your junior year, a little bit more leadership put on your shoulders, a little bit more responsibilities asked of you on this team. Talk about what it's like to kind of get 1 year older and get more leadership asked of you.
It's a lot. Coaches ask a lot of you, and you got like, as a freshman, I wasn't getting asked a lot to do like leadership role type. I'm just now everybody look to me when something happens, so I got to be the leader I am.
Now, you've always been someone that kind of makes the name for himself on the field since you stepped on as a freshman. What's it been like kind of continuing to grow? Like, what are some things that you see from yourself that are different from freshman and sophomore you?
Oh yeah, it's a totally different person. As a freshman, it's like I was growing into my role. Now I'm in a role I gotta step up.
I'll tell you what, your defense this year, the whole team's defense, is the talk of the town. Going into week 3, you hadn't given up a point. You gave up one touchdown to JFK, so you've given up 8 points in 3 games. What is the mindset of this team's defense, and what do you see from your defensive teammates that is just working so well this year?
At the beginning of this year, our motto was always don't let nobody score. The guys up front, they always get the job done. So it starts up front. So and then we just do our job back there.
As we start talking about your football journey now as a junior, let's talk about the start of it. When did you kind of pick up this sport, and when did you kind of find yourself falling in love with football?
Started when I was very young. Started when I was 3 when I wasn't even allowed to play football, but I was still on the field. Just watching the game, learning the game, studying the game. It just grew on me.
You were not the first Moody we've seen. Obviously, you had an older brother that was a big role model for you. What was it like kind of watching his journey before you started your own?
Man, watching him was like watching the NFL game for me. I'll watch him any day I could, and he was just exciting and explosive to watch.
What were some things that you think he taught you about being the best player you can be and the work ethic it takes to get to where you're at?
He taught me things like all on and off the field. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's not just as a football player, but as a person. And like when you're a football player, you got to watch what you do on the field and off the field.
I want to bring up the new head coach, Tom Prologo. He's brought in kind of a new energy to this team. Well, from your perspective, what has he brought with him and his staff to this Liberty team that is so exciting?
Man, Coach Pro is like, he's like the perfect person that we needed to like bring the team. We had the talent, we had everything that we needed, and he just brought it all together. He's a tough one for sure.
You guys are so close knit this year. When you talk about team chemistry, what are some big things that kind of drove team chemistry this year?
It was just the little things, us going out as a team, us going to places and having time together. So it's just things on and off the field.
I know from your pre-interview questionnaire that you have the dreams to play college football and go somewhere where you can get, a full ride for your athletics and academics. This is your junior year. This is your big time to really be recruited. What's it like kind of balancing trying to stay focused on what you're doing in week to week, but also realizing that this is such an important year for the recruitment process?
I'm just taking it every step at one time. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to rush nothing. If somebody want me, they'll come get me.
Do you have like a dream school? Like if this school came to you, you'd be like yes in a heartbeat.
I just want to play at a high level. But if I was to pick a team, it'd probably be Pitt.
Okay,
I'd love to play for Pitt.
Let's Coach Arduzzi, here you go. Let's get on the phone a little bit.
Right.
When you think about Liberty and what makes this team and this school so special, we've talked to some athletes already this year from other sports, and they all talk about the same thing. This Liberty school and this community is so special. From your perspective, what makes it special to you?
Man, it's just the loyalty the fans show. Last year was 0-3 in the 4th game at home. The stands are still packed out, so it starts with the fans, and they show so much love to us.
One of the things I love about Liberty football, and it's been like this for years, you guys have had a lot of swagger, and there's been a lot of social media posts, and you guys know how to make things fun. Talk about that aspect of a football team and making things fun and feeling like you're playing in not taking it too seriously to the point where it's not fun anymore.
Yeah, football is at the end of the day, it's a game. you can take it serious, but at the end of the day, like I said, it's a game. So you want to have fun while doing it, or you're not gonna want to do it. So we try to have fun as much as we can.
For you, what is the most fun thing about football, about being a player?
Uh it gotta be, scoring touchdowns. Hearing the band play after you score, hearing the fans scream your name, and then these type of things when you got interviews and the recognition that you get shown.
All right, let's talk about the pre-game atmosphere. Obviously, Friday Night Lights, there's something special about pre-game when you're able to take in the atmosphere. What's your favorite part about getting ready for a game on a Friday?
Even though I'm a junior now and I should be used to it, I still be a little nervous. Like, butterflies, it happens, but it's most definitely an exciting feeling.
What's a school day like when it's Friday and you know it's game day? Does it go quicker or does it kind of drag on because you know you got a lot to look forward to?
Yeah, I think it goes slower actually. It's like, it's like because you're anticipating it. So like first period goes slow, and then it's like when time comes, it's like you just sitting there forever.
When we talk about you in the classroom, what are some subjects that you really enjoy being a part of and being able to study at Liberty?
Liberty is a very high academic school, so I would say I don't know, math and science is not really my thing, but English, I can deal with that.
When you think about the teachers that you've had, and maybe some of them have made an impact in your journey, who are some teachers that stand out to you, whether it be in high school or middle school, that really got you through and really helped you out?
It's a couple of them. Eighth grade, I had a couple coaches as my teachers, so and they led by example and told me to get my stuff done in school and out of school. So they was very important to me in my journey.
We already talked about your brother. I want to talk about the rest of your family because you have a very supportive one. We hear them on social media a lot when we're posting about you. What are some things that make your family so special?
I come from a long line of football players. I'm not just the only one to do this. So like I said, you got Dwayne, then my dad played high school ball. My cousins, Dion Tutwiler, they all played. So it's like we all used to this and we've done this before.
When you have so many family members that are football players, I think a lot of people would look at that from the outside and think that's awesome. You have so many people to look up to. Is it ever kind of pressure to kind of live up to the family legacy and try to, be as good as the people that came before you?
For sure, for sure. But that's the point. You always want to live up. You always want to like surpass the one before you. Like my dad always tell me like, don't be me, be better than me. So I always strive to be better than everybody who done it before.
I want to talk about post game celebrations too. You've been able to celebrate a lot this year already. What are some of your favorite ways to celebrate with the team after a win?
We got a tradition where we ring the bell and like the cheerleaders, the band. We all surround the bell and we just ring it and we have fun.
Ringing the bell, then you obviously have to eat after a game, right? What's your favorite post game meal?
You can never go wrong with a burger. I had a
Mm,
burger last week. This week I had some chicken. I might go back to a burger next week.
I don't.
Don't never
What
change it.
do you have a favorite burger? Do you have a favorite burger place?
I don't have a favorite, but if you can never go wrong with a baconator from
Yeah.
Wendy's. Yeah,
So we see the great student sections that football gets. What's your favorite theme to see in a student section when you're looking up in the crowd during a football game?
it got to be the whiteout. When it got to be the whiteout when it's like everybody's matching. Everybody got the same thing on. It's just seeing everybody participate in the weekly events.
Obviously, on Friday, you got a job to do. You can't be a part of the student section for football, but what is your favorite sport to be a student section for?
Got to be basketball. It's the only sport I probably can be a student section for because football I can't really do it. Basketball, I think it got to be the number one spot.
If there was one sport that maybe you watch and you think, man, I probably could be good at that if I threw my hat in the ring, what sport would it be?
Bowling.
Bowling. That was a
Bowling.
shocker.
I think I'm
Do
good at
you
bowling.
bowl for fun? Do you
I do. I was actually on a bowling team last year.
Let's go.
Yeah.
What's your best score in bowling? What's your career high?
Like a 170. I went too high, I went too low. But
I love it. I love it.
yeah.
When you think about next year and you become a senior next year and you think about the things you want to leave, the legacy you want to leave before you graduate in 2 years, what are some things that you want people to remember you for as a Liberty football player?
I just want to be known like around in the community, not just as a football player, but as a person. Like a lot of people tell me, don't do the right things on the field, but you want to be a good student, a good person, and then you want to just help out the community.
What are some ways that you try to reach out to the community members that support you every Friday night? What are some community outreach things you do to try to show them that you care about them as much as they care about you?
Well, last year we did like a little thing where we go to like a church or something, and we'll wear our jerseys and we'll help them out like with the elderly
Mm.
and like just walk around with them, talk to them. And I also have a class where I go to the elementary class and I just help out with them.
And when you get to see those little kids that kind of maybe they'll wear your number or they want to be like you when they grow up, what's that mean to you to be a role model? We talked about your role models. What does it mean for you to be one yourself?
It means everything. Football don't last forever, so you want to always set an example for the people who's going to come after you.
If a little middle schooler came up to you and asked you for advice on, how to start their career and what things they should do to kind of get to where you're at, what advice would you give them?
I would always tell them like just take it one step at a time. You don't want to look 10 years in the future. Always think like what am I going to do now? You know what I mean? Don't rush anything.
All right, Dewan, we end these player profiles the same way every time. We want to give you the chance to thank your support system and the people that have always been there for you. So I want to give you some time to kind of shine a light off of yourself and onto the people that mean the most to you. Give out some shout outs and some thank yous.
I appreciate all my family. You know what I mean? I couldn't do none of this without them. I appreciate the Liberty community for being loyal to me and always asking for the best of me. And I appreciate all y'all.
Dewan, we want to thank you so much for coming on, talking to us. You are having a great year. We love watching you. We will be back covering you guys again in week 4, and we can't wait to talk to you again real soon.
All right. Thank you.